Morning everybody, Sam Moore speaking here from MOORE UNIDRILL in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. Quite cold February morning here, and we're looking at the current range of MOORE UNIDRILLs that we're making here. Very successful range of drills, extending basically 3 metre machines. With 3 metre 32 row over here, which has got a hydraulic fan, which is an option. A 3 metre 32 row machine here, 90mm row spacing, 3 1/4 inches, and it's got a PTO drive. That's the one we sell the most of. And over here, a 24 row machine, which is more useful for arable applications. It's got 24 rows, 125mm or 5-inch row spacing. I'm going to give you a quick tour around the 32 row machine, which is our most popular machine, specifically designed for our grassland applications. It's a 3-point linkage machine. It's on category 3 pins, category 3 linkage. And it's got rubber suspension on single discs, which are at the standard Unidrill angles, which we've always used. We've developed them, we've put a better bearing system in them here, so you can see the new bearing here. It's a pure bearing, a totally sealed bearing, and we've been using these for 3 years. We haven't had a failure yet of any description. Using a boron coulter, which is 410mm, 5mm wide, with a sharp edge on it. And beside that there, we're using a tungsten carbide coulter with a 30mm tube and tungsten carbide all over the bottom. I reckon you pretty well as a lifetime experience these coulters. The discs 2,000-3,000 acres, but the coulters possibly a lifetime, but I'll never guarantee it. They really do wear well. The standard machine comes with a PTO drive and hydraulic depth control. So you adjust your depth control off your rear packer similar to you would a power harrow or something else, and that controls your depth. There's less moving parts in these drills than some other machines, and the reason we've done that is because we know what contractors' experiences are. Guys that are doing a lot of acres, direct drilling's hard on the machine, and you just don't want moving parts. You want to keep it tight, solid. I reckon these machines will be as tight in 15 years as it will be the day they go out. On the back, we have a ductile iron Guttler ring from Germany. It's a real McCoy, it is a German ring. We changed it to get them ductile, and the reason we did that is there was a few breakages, but we don't have any breakages now because we're using this ductile roller. You've got your hydraulic depth control with a scale, which is easy to see from the tractor. Large hopper capacity, standard accord hopper, and we're using LED lights, and we've got all the proper regulations, safety, triangles, etc. on the back of it. You've got a step to get back into the hopper to fill your seed box up, and a drive wheel which folds up for transport, then goes down on the ground. Accord metering, and the accord metering will allow you to do anything you want. If you want to do clover at 0.5 kilograms per hectare, or you want to do peas or beans, that metering system will do it with everything that's on that. People always ask about calibration. I usually tell them to read the book, but failing reading the book, the way to calibrate the machine is to take the drive wheel off here, put the calibration handle on here, and the proper procedure, if you want to do a really accurate calibration, is to take it off down here, put a bucket underneath it, and turn the handle 85 turns. 85 turns is 1/10 of a hectare, and it'll come up as 100 on the top here. The reality for me, when I'm doing, well, mainly where I live around here, it's doing grass seed. So what I do for grass, there's a few wee secrets for grass, right? If we open this up here, you can see the meter wheel here. I like to open up this aperture a lot wider, because as you can see here, normal grass seed setting, there's not a lot of room here, and grass can tend to bridge in there. So what you do with an accord hopper is you pull this red cog out, like such, and as you can see at the same speed in my hand, these are only turning at half the speed, whereas when I slide it back in here, you can see how much faster it's going. By pulling it out, you're going at half speed. With half speed, you actually slide your aperture wider, and that means that you get less bridging because your metering wheel's going slower, your aperture's wider, there's more room for the grass seed to get in contact with the metering system, and as a result of that there, you get a far better evener feed for grass seed. So what I do when I'm calibrating it, usually set it up on the chart, and I do use the chart. The chart is very accurate. And I set the calibration counter back to 0 when I put a bag of grass seed in and go out and do an acre. Whenever I think on the tractor I'm getting near an acre, I really just get out of the tractor and look in the back and judge, is that putting it on too fast or too little? So make the thing smaller or larger based on what I can see sitting in the bottom when we're near an acre. So use the chart, put a bag in it, check it, check how much is in it when you're near an acre. An acre on this clock is 400, a hectare's 1,000. Nice and simple. One of the options we have for the drill is a 32/16 shut-off head. At the top of the air seeder, there's a 32 outlet head, but some people prefer to sow forage crops at wider row spacings because it helps the roots develop. So what we have here is a shut-off head, which basically you take the 6 butterfly bolts off the top, set that in, and that'll show every other row instead of every row. Very simple piece of kit. So that's the standard machine. This one here has got the hydraulic option, so you've got a hydraulic fan. Hydraulic fan's driven with the tractor. It probably uses a maximum of 25 litres of oil from your tractor. You've got a rev counter which goes in the cab, and that's the only bit of electronics on it. Your standard machine just has a mechanical hectometer on the back, which will tell you either acres or hectares as required. And all you've got is one set of hydraulic valves in this machine for your up and down, and a flow and return for your hydraulic drive. And that's all there is there. Key features in the machine is indestructibility. We've been making these drills for a long, long time, and everywhere we put a joint or a pivot, we put a bush in. So for example, on these rams here, they take a bit of batter. So there's a bush inside there, a replaceable bush, and also a pin. So if anything wears, you replace the bush, you replace the pin. You can leave this machine as tight as you like. We've got people who are doing 1,500, 2,000 acres a year with these 3 metre machines. And I can tell you, in direct drilling, they take a fair bit of batter. Simple, well-made, powder coat chassis, a well-made machine. Very proud of them, and people who've got them like them. The new design that we did last year was to put the front discs all in one row. So if you look at it from the front, you can see they're all angled in one direction. The back discs are angled in the opposite direction, and that's left a heck of a lot of room down here for trash clearance. So we've got people, even with this close row spacing, that are sowing cereals with them. I don't recommend them for cereals. If say if you want a cereal machine, you go with the 24 row machine, but people are sowing cereals with these 32 row machines, and you can see there's a great amount of clearance between the front and the back row and the discs. That trash goes through them, straw goes through them. The initial drills, the discs were in pairs opposite each other, and because of that there you would have got a bit of plugging, but these new machines are pretty really good in trash and loose seed beds and loose stubbles. The machine can be used for direct drilling grass, for working at the minimum tillage, or also for working at the ploughed and conventional seed beds. If you want to establish grass, cereals, whatever you want. If you want a cereal machine, 24 rows. If you want a grassland machine, 32 rows. 24 machine comes with tram lines as an option, and it also comes as an option as an extension for the hoppers to take it up to 1,000 litres. The standard hopper on it is 750 litres. And we also do an optional weight. Standard drill is 2,400 kilos, and you can stick another 600 kilos of weight. And that's it. They're made here in Ballymoney, and we've probably 220 or 230 of those machines out in the UK at the moment, between the south of Ireland and the UK. And they've gone really well for us, and we don't get much grief, we don't get much phone calls, so that's all that matters. As far as I'm concerned, I want those machines to go out and work for you, the customers, without any grief. And because it's a simple, well-made machine, I believe that's what we've hit the nail on the head. Thank you very much for listening.